So we're going into just a little bit of Navy talk.
Yeah.
Since that was a big chunk of your life. What was it that made you decide to join the Navy?
Desperation. If you want the honest truth. Desperation. In need of a life change.
Mm-hmm.
And so I said, as I walked down Broad Street in Philadelphia, I looked at the recruiting station. I saw the Marines there. No, they kind of cray-cray. Then I looked at the Army recruiter, and I said to myself, I don't like playing in the dirt. So the other one that was left for me, there were actually two. I probably could have went to the Air Force, but I went into the Navy recruiter, passed the ASVAB. Next thing I knew, I was on a train headed to Great Lakes within 2 weeks, according to the recruiting center.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you made the decision yourself?
I made the decision,
Mm-hmm.
and I met all the qualifications. And as I stated, the next thing I knew, I was catching a train out of Philadelphia to Chicago.
Mm. Wow.
And then Great Lakes is right outside of Chicago, the actual recruiting center.
What do you think was the hardest part about Navy life?
Well, for me, unfortunately, I got most of my qualifications from the street. I'm not even going to sit here in front. I didn't really have a father right at the, that helped to instruct and raise me. I mean, my father was in the street. But he loved me because there were certain things in the street he didn't want me to do. He protected me from. He came up against me in these particular areas. But, being a youthful, I decided just to do what I wanted to do, and I did. So, with all those things said,
did that make it hard?
It made it hard when I first joined because I certainly wasn't disciplined, and I was stubborn. I was going to do what I wanted to do. And my attitude was, you have the audacity to ask me to do that. I don't do that. But, after maybe 2 weeks, it was an 8-week training. And after maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and finally having the company commander, he's the one that's in charge of all of us little young recruits. He said, Rose, you've got one more, I forgot what they called it at that time, but one more infraction. He says, and we're going to set you back. What to set you back means, even though you've done 3 to 4 weeks, we're starting you back from the beginning.
Wow.
And boot camp was tough enough. So when he said that, all the light bulbs came on. Because everything, it was all in me anyway. I knew how to lead. I knew how to take direction. I knew how to be a leader. And guess what? That's what I ended up being. Right there in boot camp.
Wow.
End up leading other men once I got over myself. So
what was your age at this time?
I went into the Navy at 25 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What do you think was the best part about Navy life?
Meeting people from various states, ethnicities, traveling, throughout, the world, being in countries that I had never thought I would step foot in, meeting the inhabitants of those countries, because I wasn't ever the standard, take me on a tour guide. No, I want to get out there and meet folk and talk with them, and tap into their lives and go to their homes. I remember going up in the mountains. We were somewhere, and I went up in the mountains with a couple people and sat at their table having dinner. And, everybody thought I had lost my mind, but I'm here today. Maybe that was kind of risky, but I'm here today. So, yeah, the travel, the exposure, the meeting the various people, those things.
What lessons did you take from the Navy into your retired life?
Oh my goodness. Just being disciplined. Just being disciplined. And I gained a full understanding of what integrity is. So I even try to do that now. Do what you say you're gonna do. And to be complete, thorough. When I set out to do something, I don't let it go until it's done. That's just an attitude there. Keep striving. Maybe that's why at 74 I'm still doing things. Maybe to someone else it might not mean a lot, but to me it does. 20 years of physical readiness training in the Navy. Guess what? I'm still doing it. At 74. So that was a great discipline there. Trying to learn as much as I can. Education is very important to me. It's very, very important to me.
I remember when you went back to school.
Went back to school, out to sea and all that, came back, got my degree in sociology, and I remember Shannon and Jackie and Keena sitting there half asleep because they had been up all night with their girlfriends playing and doing whatever those girls were doing upstairs. But their mother made them get up because your dad is graduating from college. She made them get up and come with me. And Gabriel had to be about 2 years old. I remember him standing there eating leaves off of a tree. I'm like, this boy. So yeah, that was a great accomplishment to walk across that stage,
I think it was great to see you do it.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah.
We were what, teenagers?
Yeah, you guys were teenagers. Y'all were young. And it wasn't easy. I mean, in and out to sea and back and taking a class and back out to sea and taking another class. But we got it done. Thorough. Yeah. We got it done. We completed it.
A memory that I like too, it's not Navy related, but it does talk about your drive and your desire for accomplishment in life.
Yeah.
I really liked when we moved from Navy housing. I watched you and Mom build your house from the ground, and you showed me the down payment, the cash that you had still stashed away, and just to watch it all come into fruition.
It did.
And then y'all were in that house
30 some years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was such a good memory.
Yeah. But you know what though? I don't want to take credit for what I didn't do. And that is your mother. She might as well have been a supervisor or a contractor over there, because she was there every day watching them lay the bricks and this and that. And she would come back home and let me know, okay, they've got a wall up over here. They're going to do this. They wanted to do that, babe. And I told them, no, I don't want that type of door. I want this door. That. I'm like, good gracious, okay. And I just left her alone because that was her realm. She was in her area. My area was to make sure the funds were there. And so that's what I did.
Yeah.
That's
Teamwork.
what I did. We made it happen.
Yeah.
And the girls, I think, it was a great school system there. Salem Junior and Salem High School and all. And so it was a great experience for them to come out of Navy housing. I mean, that was a period of time in our life, but the Lord brought that to an end and opened a new door for us. And we all ventured right in there to this being homeowners, and the girls with a different circle of friends. And it was just a great experience overall.
That's etched in my memory for sure.
Oh yeah.
So, okay, to present day, so you're retired, living the good life.
Retired twice, yes.
Retired twice. church?
Yeah, I was a pastor on staff at Calvary Revival Church for about 25 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, still a pastor, still doing what pastors do. I'm just not getting paid for it because I'm not on staff. The Lord's paying me, though. He's keeping me. And to further explain what I mean by that, the first thing for me that's most important is my health and strength. And I tell you, God, you're doing a great job. Thank you so very much. Because he's keeping me. I mean, all the tests and because men, we fail sometimes to do things we need to do. But every test that I've taken comes back great, and I'm like, thank you, Jesus. So now my life consists of actually doing whatever I want to do, but I'm not the type that's just gonna lay around and do nothing. So I find myself doing acting. I find myself modeling. I find myself doing motivational speaking. I find myself, even though I'm retired from being on staff, doing a lot of counseling. It seems that the Lord gives me something to say, and people's lives have been changed as a result of it. So they don't forget you. They remember that their interest is not whether he's on staff or not, is he available or not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, things like that are keeping me pretty busy.
And any ministry that you're still doing? How often are you in the prisons?
Well, I backed up a little bit from traveling up the road to Emporia and Greenville Correctional Center and New Brunswick and the women's prisons up there. So now I just go into the facilities twice a month.
Okay.
Yeah, I go into St. Bride's men's prison here in Chesapeake, and I go into the Chesapeake City Jail.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And tell us exactly what you're doing there when you go.
Well, the thing that really changes people's lives is when you're not pretentious. It's when they can see that, man, this guy that he's talking about, boy, he changed his life. So maybe it's some hope, for me. When you stand before men and tell them, look, I was a pimp, I was a hustler, I was a con man, I was a junkie, but God. And now I'm standing before you. Your words have weight, and your words are impacting. And your words, obviously, because I'm a praying man, are anointed. And it sets captives free. It breaks chains. It removes blinders. It gives those men hope. And they were feeling hopeless before you got there. It gives them divine direction and instruction. So when they get out, they walk in the right direction. So those things are so exciting. Still drawing folk out of darkness to his marvelous light.
And this is volunteer work?
Volunteer.
Okay.
Saving souls.
That's awesome.
Saving souls. That's the assignment that my wife talked about. Fulfill your assignment. And that's what my assignment is. He hasn't really pointed me in any other direction at this particular time. But I'll go where he sends me. And I'll do what he tells me to do. And so far, it's been winning souls in those facilities repeatedly.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So in closing, give us a brief word of advice for dads that you would share from your own experience.
Don't expect it to be all good, but know that he's good. And know that his desire is the best for you. So I guess the advice would be stay connected, because we can't do it by ourselves. We need his divine direction and instruction. We need to be intimate with him so we can hear his voice and direct our families protect our families, provide for our families, be an example for our families, walk upright before our families, because stuff is going to soon pass away. I'm trying to continue to establish a legacy that is leaning on the Lord, because he's the one that will never change. He's got all the wisdom, all the knowledge, all the power, everything my girls will ever need, they can get from him. So I just want to be that example by walking in the light as he is in the light. I want to be that example of one who just prays unceasingly. So that would be my trust God. Man will fail you. They don't mean it, but they'll fail you. They don't know, not really, but he knows all things. That's why that intimacy with him is so very important. So let me close with this. Draw near to him each and every day, and he'll draw near to you. He'll order your footsteps throughout the day, and he'll speak to your heart, sharing with you the way that you need to go each day.
Very good. Well, Dad, thank you so much.
You're more than welcome, Shannon.
Okay, good. What's your favorite dream vacation spot, or your favorite vacation spot that you've already been to?
Well, I mean, I've been to a number of them, but I look forward to my trip in July to Aruba for about five days or so, just to relax on the beach and just to get away and get to me. But ultimately, I would love to travel to Paris, France.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you've probably already been there.
No, not Paris. I've been to Mahone.
Okay.
But I have not been to Paris. And Paris, I'm told, is just like New York City.
Wow.
Yeah. So I would like to travel.
That sounds
and
nice.
Vacation.
I have never been to Paris either.
Right.
All right, give me 3 words that describe you.
Determined, unrelenting, focused.
Wow, those are all strong words. Nice.